What's up everybody, Krista here again. Welcome to another episode of the Burb Files. As you guys know, in the last episode we just got the chassis back in after cleaning it and dropped the diff out. So I just came out this afternoon and it's just trying to weigh up what to start on next. And just with this diff being so big and bulky and sort of awkward, actually going to look at maybe making a stand up on some wheels for it so I can roll it around once I've got the leaf springs on, just for the actual diff housing to sit on. Just a nice little bracket so I can roll it around, put it out of the way in the shed, just because there's not that much room in here. So I found this piece of PFC, might mount it that way up with some legs at the side with caster wheels on, and just two brackets up, little like cup shapes to hold just either side of the housing here, probably like there and there, just so once everything's off it I can spin it around, clean it up, do all the work I need to do on it. So I'm just going to have a look around now, see what materials I can find and see if we can make a start on that. Okay, so I'll sort of show you my plan with this diff stand. Just welded these box sections on there, got the holes underneath for these wheels. That's off my, basically for my tube bender to hold if you're bending long bits of tube that just rolls around with it. But I haven't got my tube bender here at the moment, so I won't be using these in a while. So I'm going to mount these under here, just so I can move around the workshop. And then off of here, just going to make some brackets up with a little cup to catch around the diff housing, and should be sweet. So I just got to try and see what I've got in my scrap steel here, so I can make something and hopefully try and make it look nice too. Alright, so I found some more 40x40 box, and I've got a little chunk of 6mm plate here. So I'm going to make the little upstands out of box section with a little bracket out of the 6mm on top. So I'm just going to make a template now out of cardboard. Try and make it relatively nice looking. And then cut it out of the 6mm, weld it into the top of these. Maybe shape them a bit nicer, and then weld them on. Okay, so just amidst cutting up my brackets, and I hate doing like tight inside radiuses with a grinder, but I don't have a plasma cutter or anything here at home. So just do like, I don't know, you guys might do it differently, but what I do is I just cut out the bulk of it and then just cut slowly up to the line a heap of times with the cutoff, just so you can get most of the material gone, and then it just grinds up way quicker and makes it a bit easier to sort of get it following the line not too badly. I'll give that a clean up with the die grinder to get it mint. Just might be a helpful tip for someone. Carry on, get this one ground up. So now I've got both these cut out. I'm just trying to suss out how I want to do this, because I might put these into here like that, but then this part here, cut this out this way. Which way would it be? And then fold that over, just so it looks a bit prettier coming down to a point, not just a square end on. Just look a bit rougher, so I might just mark out, sort of see how long I want that angle to be, get those cut, and I can start tacking them together. So what I did there, I'm going to put this bracket inside, you see, so that will fold over. It will look nice and pretty going up one side. Just drill a hole in the back here to put a little key weld in there, just to help support that, so all the load's not on the weld on the top here. So I'll just bung a bit of weld in there. I'll just chuck a tack for now, a couple of tacks out here, and then I can bash that. So this is pretty much the final product for these arms. Ended up coming up pretty sweet. I just try to like sort of match the radius up the sides. Didn't get too fussy with it. So now I'll just, for my heights, I'll do all my heights off of this face here, because obviously otherwise I don't know how accurate I made those each other. So now I'll just cut these both to the same length. Just pick whatever length. I know my minimum is about 300, so that diff head can spin right around. So I'll measure off here, off them both, get them both the same height. Alright, so got those cut nice and square, so I just measured out my width I want from center, and then the same that way, make sure they're nice and center that way. Measure the center of the box section, got my center marks there. So that's pretty much where I want them. So I might just make a bit of a mark, clean some of this paint off. I'll have to remark that center, but I just wanted to see exactly where it was. Okay, so I decided not to bother putting any gussets or anything on it, because I don't know, it feels pretty sturdy and it's not really got that much weight on it. So I'm just gonna chuck a bit of etch primer on the bare metal parts, and then we'll chuck a coat of black over it. So we're going to get the paint ready. Sweet, so I just got some primer and a coat of black on there. Gave it a quick sand in between the primer and the paint, but not going to get too fussy with it. It is only a diff stand at the end of the day, but just want to at least make it look nice. Don't look too closely at the paint. I'm not even a painter's asshole, so she's pretty rough, but at least it's all one colour. But in between those coats, I've just started disassembling this, just getting the leaf springs off and the sway bar and stuff. So I get all that taken apart, and then hopefully by the time that's all dried up and ready later on tonight, I can lift this diff on there, try out the new bracket. Sweet! One of the things I did when they were low in the truck was they did a diff swap, like a leaf swap on the diff. So usually with these, the leaf springs sit on top of the diff. So when they've done this, they've used like a little diff flip kit, and it comes with these. They pretty much sit underneath the cradles of the factory ones, so it takes the leaf spring from sitting up there to down here. I don't know, I suppose you could probably mess around and get these legal in New Zealand. But because I want to go all back to factory anyway, factory height and stuff, so I've just got to pull these out, pretty much swap it all around, same U-bolts and everything. I'll just give them a clean up. And they also have these with the diff swap kits, so it's like a bolt-on bracket, bolts onto the old shock mount, and it just pretty much makes the shock mount longer, so you can still run factory shocks on a lower truck. Pretty good kits really, but yeah, just not too legit for over here. So not too much more now, pretty much just the brake lines and the shock extensions. So I might go chuck another coat of black on the frame, I think. Alrighty, so diff stand is pretty much done. The diff's almost pretty much all pulled apart, ready to go on the stand. There's only one thing left to do before we try it. Whack these hussies on. I decided to put the stickers on the side, thought it looked cooler. So I just gotta jack the diff up a bit on one end. Try and slide that under there. It's actually got to be pretty high, so it might be a bit tricky getting on there. I wonder if I can maybe go pull it up off the rafters or something maybe. It's going to be a bit tricky to get on, but at least once it's on, it's easier to move. And just like that, we have a diff cradle. Actually works real sweet. It's going to make it a lot easier to work on and maneuver around the workshop, because once you get the E30 and everything else in here, it gets pretty full. Not a lot of room to move around, so because I do want to pull this all apart, all the bearings and everything, will definitely be easier. Right, well that's all for today. It's probably going to be quite a long little video anyway, just because of all the time lapses and stuff of fabricating and whatnot. So cheers for checking it out. We're going to hopefully get another Burb Files episode in tomorrow. Maybe pulling some more of this apart, doing a bit of work on the chassis maybe, get some more of that stripped. But we'll see. So just checking it out, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.